Welcome back. If you thought your week was busy, buckle up, because AI just decided to re-industrialize the American Midwest, solve math problems that humans have literally ignored since the Truman administration, and finally offer to manage your entire life for $20 a month. Seriously, if you took a 3-day nap this week, you missed a $250 billion corporate backstop, a massive European regulatory overhaul, and a nuclear site data center expansion. The artificial intelligence race is moving faster than a GPU cooled by liquid nitrogen, and the stakes aren't just software anymore. They are physical, financial, and industrial. Grab your coffee, settle in, and let's break down everything happening in the world of AI right now. First up, Nvidia is reportedly looking to become the world's most expensive safety net. They are currently in preliminary talks to provide a staggering $250 billion financial guarantee to help OpenAI lease a massive next-generation data center facility in Ohio. Let that number sink in for a second. $250 billion, just in credit backstops. And this isn't just any ordinary server warehouse in a suburban office park. This campus is being built by SoftBank subsidiary SB Energy on the grounds of a former federal uranium enrichment plant in southern Ohio. We are talking about a project designed to scale up to 10 gigawatts of power. For context, 10 gigawatts is roughly the output of 10 full-scale nuclear reactors, or enough power to light up several million homes. All of that raw electrical juice, just so an artificial intelligence can analyze your calendar, optimize your code, and explain why your latest email draft sounds dangerously passive-aggressive. Now, if you talk to Wall Street analysts, they're throwing around the term circular financing, which is essentially a very high-class suit and tie way of saying that Nvidia is using its massive cash reserves to guarantee loans for its own customers. So those customers can turn around and buy hundreds of thousands of Nvidia chips. It's an incredible closed loop. Nvidia guarantees the lease, OpenAI gets the compute power, SoftBank builds the infrastructure, and Jensen Huang sells another mountain of GPUs. If it works, it's an absolute stroke of corporate genius that guarantees Nvidia's dominance for the next decade. If it doesn't, well, at least the data center is already sitting on a former nuclear enrichment site, so the location is already used to radioactive levels of drama. While Nvidia and OpenAI are busy building the physical cathedral of AI, Google and Meta are aggressively fighting over who gets to be your everyday digital butler. Google just officially launched Gemini Spark, their flagship do-everything-for-you autonomous agent, available right now for $20 a month in the United States. Gemini Spark isn't just a chatbot sitting in a web tab waiting for you to type a prompt. It's a deep, system-level agent designed to run continuously. It can ingest your chaotic, unread inbox, pull key action items from your messy meeting transcripts, cross-reference your documents, and execute multi-step workflows across your connected apps without you lifting a finger. It's essentially the hyper-efficient executive intern you never had, working 24 hours, 7 days for the price of a couple of fancy lattes. But do you really think Mark Zuckerberg was going to just sit back, drink a smoothie, and let Google own the agent space? Absolutely not. Meta just pushed out their brand new Muse Spark 1.1 model, and this thing doesn't just process text, it actively executes real-world tasks. Armed with an expanded 1 million token context window and advanced tool use reasoning, Muse Spark connects directly to your personal ecosystem. It can scan your calendar, generate a polished 15-slide PowerPoint deck for your morning presentation, check your local grocery delivery inventory, and suggest a full dinner recipe based strictly on the half-empty jar of mayonnaise and 2 eggs sitting in your fridge. Finally, a multi-billion-dollar artificial intelligence model that truly understands my ultimate lifelong ambition, never, ever having to open Microsoft PowerPoint again. Meanwhile, over at OpenAI headquarters, Sam Altman is packing his bags for Washington, D.C. to show off a mind-bending party trick to federal lawmakers. Altman is previewing a new reasoning model that recently accomplished something extraordinary. It autonomously solved a notorious open mathematical problem known as the Erdos unit distance problem. This is a geometric conjecture originally posed by legendary mathematician Paul Erdos back in 1946, meaning it has stumped, frustrated, and humiliated the world's brightest human mathematicians for a solid 80 years. And an AI model just cleared that 8-decade hurdle in a single computational run. Look, I spent 20 minutes last night struggling to help my nephew solve his 5th-grade geometry homework. So watching an AI casually unravel 80-year-old pure math conjectures is both awe-inspiring and mildly offensive to my self-esteem. But OpenAI isn't just using this intelligence for theoretical math. During their briefing documents, OpenAI casually dropped a statistic that should make every corporate executive pay attention. 85% of their internal legal, recruiting, and finance tasks are now handled entirely by autonomous internal AI agents. Think about that for a second. The very company building frontier artificial intelligence has automated almost 9/10 of its own corporate paperwork. It turns out that even the visionary engineers building superintelligence hate filling out expense reports and auditing legal contracts as much as the rest of us. Moving across the Atlantic to Europe, Microsoft is making sure they aren't putting all of their computing eggs in Sam Altman's basket. Microsoft has officially sealed an expanded, multi-billion-dollar strategic partnership with the premier French AI powerhouse, Mistral. This mega deal directly integrates Mistral's flagship enterprise architectures, including the newly unveiled Mistral Medium 3.5, straight into Microsoft's Copilot and Azure Foundry ecosystem. By backing Mistral with massive GPU clusters powered by high-performance hardware, Microsoft gets to play both sides of the fence. They maintain their massive partnership with OpenAI in the US while positioning themselves as the primary engine powering Europe's leading homegrown AI competitor. It's a chess move that ensures Europe stays right on the bleeding edge of the AI race, while the US and China sprint ahead. And speaking of Europe, we finally have some actual enforceable rules on the board. On July 27th, the European Union's brand new Digital Omnibus on AI officially entered into force. This is the first major legislative update and clarification to the landmark EU AI Act, and it brings some long overdue law enforcement to the digital Wild West. Most importantly, the regulation explicitly bans the truly malicious and predatory uses of technology. It officially outlaws AI-generated non-consensual intimate imagery and places a strict, sweeping ban on predatory nudifier applications across all European markets, backing it up with massive corporate fines. At the same time, European regulators listened to complaints from the tech sector and adjusted the timeline for standard businesses. The Omnibus package eases up on the heavy administrative burden for small and medium enterprises, pushing back compliance deadlines for high-risk categorization into 2027 and 2028. This gives startups and smaller developers some desperately needed breathing space to actually innovate, write code, and build products, rather than spending 80% of their seed funding hiring compliance lawyers to fill out regulatory forms. And that is your full AI breakdown. To summarize, AI models are getting exponentially smarter, infrastructure costs are hitting $250 billion, agents are doing 85% of corporate paperwork, and the physical footprint of artificial intelligence is officially moving into former uranium plants in Ohio. What could possibly go wrong? If you enjoyed this breakdown, do me a favor. Hit that like button, smash subscribe, ring the notification bell, and leave a comment down below telling me, would you let a $20 Google or Meta agent plan your life? Or are you keeping your calendar strictly human? Or better yet, just delegate the commenting to your AI agent. I'm Aladdin, this was The Brief, and I'll see you in the next one.